Hello, Sensei Cisco here for live streaming general fitness. We have just recently moved to the YouTube platform since our Facebook Live profiles have been dropping in consistency, at least in the connectivity of the stream. So we're hoping that the YouTube profile or the YouTube service will have a much better connection. We do start a couple minutes early. So if you're watching this in the future, please feel free to jump ahead to about the 4-minute mark, which is when the official exercises will begin. And I'm going to be taking this time to share our profile through our social media and welcome folks into the lobby. So let's go ahead and share to our Facebook profile. That's loading up. All right. 60-30 workout. Save that, Control-C. Go ahead and post that to my personal profile. And let's see if we can share this again on our studio profile. All right, going down, page that I manage. Cincy Martial Arts. Public, 60-30 workout, about to begin. All righty. Now it looks like I'm still getting used to making thumbnails. That is very new. So if you saw the thumbnail and that looks weird, wasn't my first choice, but it gave you 3 seconds to set up for it. So I will learn and adapt. I also definitely need a haircut. Oof. Lockdown's getting it hard to keep trim. But I think we're all set there. Unfortunately, we can't share to Instagram unless I was to take the URL here. Now we got a couple minutes, so I will grab my phone. I think I can share that way. And let's go ahead and take a photo. Aha. Next. 60-30 workout. And let's see. I'm going to connect the URL here. Looks like https backslash or semicolon backslash u2.be -d1 backslash d1 pvh 4w3 lui link and share. Alrighty, and it is now 6 o'clock, so let's get started. Now, for those of you joining us for the first time in a 60-30 workout is 60 seconds of active motion followed by 30 seconds of inactive rest. Be mindful of your breathing so that you are exhaling on your exertions. And when you get to your rest point, find a comfortable position. I tend to prefer Zen, cross-legged, or yoga's dead man pose to breathe deeply and allow all my muscles to relax and return to calm before going to the next set. Now, the 60-30s we're doing today focus on arms, core, and legs. in that order. So we'll go 60, rest, 60, rest, 60, rest. And we'll go through this 4 times. For each round, the exercises will change. So during your 30-second rests, I will be going over a little bit of what the next exercise will look like, and we'll move on from there. Typically, if you are new to exercise or you're a lower rank belt, such as a white or yellow belt, I recommend doing the first 2, possibly 3 rounds of content. If you are a bit more physically able and you're used to exercising, I definitely recommend the 3, pushing to the 4. But if you are a leader in the industry and you exercise regularly, go for all 4, push yourself as best you can, or even add more sets after this video. 4 is what I tend to do for myself because, well, I'm active every day, teaching classes and now doing these live streams. So 4 rounds keeps me from injuring myself and pushing too far. But your limits are up to you. Be mindful of them, push just beyond, but not to the point of injury. Now, that being said, we'll go into our warm-up. For our warm-up today, what I like to do is some frog hops. Sitting crouched low, we're going to jump up to the sky and tap the floor again. We'll go 10 jumps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Excellent. Side to side. We're just looking to get the heart rate up, get the body moving so we can get into a stretch. Excellent. Go ahead and run down the middle. Lift your knees. And slow it down. And relax. All right, stretch it out. Starting with your neck. Once you take your chin, look left to right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Chin up and down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Tilts. Bring your ear down to your shoulder. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Or take your arms, big hugs. You're gonna hug in front, clap in back. Keep your shoulders relaxed. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Go ahead, swing forward and back in a chopping motion. Circle, make a big circle rolling back. Reduce, making a small circle, level with your shoulders, and reverse. Small circles, and then enlarge to the big circles swinging forward. Excellent. Freeze and twist. Let your spine rotate. Good. Let's come down to our hips. Roll it around. Reverse. So you can keep your shoulders level with your heels and your hips to draw in large circles around that point. Freeze the middle and twist just your hips, keeping your shoulders even. Right hip, left hip. Back and forth. Excellent. Drop down to your knees. Roll in. Roll out. Tiptoes. Out to the heels, pushing your onto the sides, sort of on the blades of your feet. Up and down. Up and down. Up out, up, out. Excellent. And shake it loose. All right. So we got good stretches for mobility. We'll go into our first exercise. Now, 40, 60, 30s. You're going to want a stopwatch. In my case, I just use the app on my phone, which I'll pull right up. And you're welcome to use your own at home, but I will be calling out today through the video when my timer goes off, just in case you guys don't hear it from that distance. So, setting up your timers. First one for 60 seconds. And our first exercise today is going to be a downward dog dip. For this, what you're going to do is set up in a downward dog position with your tailbone kind of in the air. You're going to dip your chest to the floor and then swoop to a cobra before lifting your hips again. Dip, swoop, lift the hips. So we're kind of making a little circle with the body, again, for 60 seconds. Do not stop. Push yourself to keep going throughout. If you want to slow down or make smaller circles, that's fine. You go at your own pace, but keep the 60 seconds. Don't stop moving. That's what's the most important here. Ready? Begin. Don't worry about counting. Think about moving. Bring your head down first, followed by your chest into your hips. Head, chest, hip. Head, chest, hip. Then lift your hips straight up at the end. Don't look at your clocks. Just focus on the movement. And that's time. 30 seconds to rest. I'm going to go ahead and hit the button, switch it over. 30 seconds to live. And that's our arms. Moving into our core, we're going to do something called a windshield wiper. For this, you're going to want to lay down with your hands even with your hips. Feet point to the sky and drop your knees to your hands level with your hips. So sort of where your belt line would be, that's where you're swiping. It'll look a lot like the windshield wipers on a car. All right, almost there, and that's time. Back to 60 seconds on core. Windshield wipers, begin. One of the big goals here is to keep your shoulders in contact with the floor and bringing your knees all the way down to your hands. Now to make this easier, bend your knees. This will lower the weight so you can move smoother. But having your legs stretched out will give you a much deeper, stronger exercise. The next thing to think about is drawing your belly button into your spine, sort of sucking your belly in as you go. And just keep breathing. Don't stop moving. And relax. That's 60. 30 seconds on the clock for a respite. All right, next up, we're going to look at runner's jumps. For this, you're going to get into sort of a running position with one knee pointed to the ground, jump into the air, and switch. So you're going to push both knees straight and then drop to bent knees. Don't hit the ground with that back knee. Instead, get to a point where about 1 inch off the ground. All right, that's time. 60 seconds on the clock. Let's go. Try and keep your back straight, hands in front. and jump softly. We're not looking to crash onto the ground, but rather using your toes and the entirety of your leg to support your weight as you fall. Be mindful of your downstairs neighbors, in other words. Whew, almost there. Yeah, if it's getting tough, don't drop as deep. Time. And rest. Whew. Those are rough. I need to do those more. All right. Now we're back to arms on round 2. This one we're going to do what I call butterfly circles. You're going to put your hands out, fingers spread, level with your shoulder line. And you're going to try and drop your chest in this sort of circular motion to one side and lift up. All right, ready up? Now we're going to be alternating every 10 seconds. I'll tell you to switch sides. Ready? Begin. Keep your hips straight and keep circling. Reverse. Reverse. If these are getting tough, drop your knees. Reverse. 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 Whew. Almost there. Push a little more. Time. 30-second rest. Make sure to breathe deep as you go to calm your body and rest your heart. Try and get your heartbeat to slow down. All right, next up, leg lifts. An oldie but a goodie. From a laying position, make a diamond under your tailbone and lift your feet up to the sky. 60 seconds, begin. Here you can let your head rest to the floor, bringing just your knees to make it easier, straight legs make it tougher, and pressing your hips up to give it that little extra bump. Almost there. Keep your knees together. Time. Go ahead and relax. Excellent. Finishing out round 2. And we're looking at a Zen lean. Now for this, if you have bad knees, go ahead and switch to pencil squats or open leg squats, because this is going to put a little pressure on your knees. But everywhere else, we're going to start in a Zen position. Knees are together, flat on our feet. You're going to kind of lean back and drive up, trying to keep your hips straight. 1 minute, begin. Starting tall and lean back. Weight on the toes and press. This is going to work very similar to such as a leg press machine or a leg extension at the gym, where you sit in that chair and you hook a bar on the front side of your ankles and you have to lift the bar. This is working the same muscle group. Only we're doing it in reverse, pulling our body up instead of our feet. And you're going to engage your bottom here, kind of squeezing your butt muscles as well as your core. That's time. Go ahead and relax. 30 seconds. All right, that's 2 rounds. Now, if you're new to exercise, this would be a good time to go into a cool down. And if you're younger than age around 10, I'd also recommend taking it easy at this point. Because for our younger audience, your body is still growing and developing. You don't want to overstress the muscle tissue you currently have. But if you're a teenager, preteen, or adult, we'll move into round 3. 1 minute on the clock. And just like at the start of the class, doing a downward dog, swooping in, we're going to do it backwards, swooping down and pushing away. Ready? Begin. So we're starting Cobra. Lift up and drop from Cobra. Push backwards. Hips, shoulders, head. Hip, shoulder, head. I want to try and get my ears between my hands before I push. My feet are shoulder width apart, not touching. If you're feeling the stress, drop your knees and continue to try and lift your hips up. And time. 30-second rest. Breathe deep. Our next exercise are going to be bicycle kicks. For this, you're going to drop down onto your back, hands underneath, and just like we would do with a flutter kick, we're going to draw one knee in and kick them out on top, just like you're riding a bicycle. All right, 60 seconds on the clock. Let's go. Now to add some more to it, lift your shoulders off the ground in this sort of V up position. Keeping your back as straight as you can. Don't hunch. But if you're having difficulty, lay down flat. Now, using your hands to help support or alleviate some of the pressure, and will allow you to continue moving. But again, just keep moving. Bring your knees up to your belt line. All the way. Don't look at the clock. I know you're tempted. That's time. Whew. Excellent. 30-second rest. Relax and breathe. All right, almost done with the third set. We're getting close. For this one, we'll go to an oldie and a goodie, the pencil squat. For this, you're going to want to stand up, feet together or maybe shoulder width apart, depending on your comfort zone. Keeping your knees together is the important thing. As we drop our tailbone to our heels before pressing up. 60 seconds on the clock. Begin. Knees are together as I dip. Try and keep your heels on the floor as best you can. Extending your arms out will act as a counterbalance to allow you to maintain the motion. To make it a little easier, don't dip as far. Just do little ones. Or even put your hands down on your knees, hips to knees. Keep those knees together though, pointing out from your toes. And relax. 30-second rest. All right. That's 3 sets down. Last one to go. Whew. Now coming back up to arms, we're going to do something called a sky touch. For this, give me 1 second to catch my breath. It's hard to talk and breathe at the same time. That is a skill set all its own. Something this intense definitely gets you feeling it. But a sky touch. We're going to get to push-up position, feet shoulder width apart, so opening up your feet, and you're going to reach the sky, alternating hands as you go. Ready? Begin. Try and touch your chest first before reaching up. Chest, sky, chest, down. Now, if you're someone who likes to use free weights, such as dumbbells, this is a perfectly fine exercise to do with those dumbbells. And time. 30-second rest. You know what? Oh, I forgot to switch the timer over. That might have only been 30 seconds. Well, we caught a shortcut today. All right. Our next one is going to be tough because it's going to use a similar muscle group. So, dig deep. We're going to do something called a rainbow wave. For this, we're going to do with our legs, sort of like what we did with the arms. Only now, I'm going to pause this for a second before we go into our 60. I'm going to take that push-up position and alternating my feet. I'm going to come around to touch the floor. Keep your feet or your hands on the ground and one leg straight as it sweeps behind you. All right, 1 minute. Let's go. Lift up high. Whew. Take it a little easier. Drop your elbows. Like I said, 4 sets are tough. Keep yourself pushing. Play with cats if they come up with toys. Keep it going. And I'll admit, I did get a little bit of a reprieve there as I was speaking. If you gotta take a moment, take a moment, especially at these upper echelons. It's not a bad thing to be mindful of your limits. Don't push to injury. Push to pass limits. There's a sweet zone there that you got to be mindful of. All right, last one. And this, I promise, is going to be the easiest. A standard elementary school level wall sit. 60 seconds on the clock. Pick a wall and begin. Placing your back on the wall. Thighs parallel with the floor. Shoulders back as well as your tail. And hold this position. Continue to breathe. In the nose, out the mouth. Keep it up. Almost there. Pick a spot on the wall and look at that. Don't think about it. Squeeze your knees together. This will activate extra muscle to support you. And time. Slink to the ground. Kill your timers. And relax. Now for me, I'm going to take that dead man's pose that I mentioned at the start. Just extend your legs. Extend your arms. Open your body to its fullest. We'll rest here for about 30 seconds before we go into our cool down stretch. All right. Come on up. And from a seated position, we'll do some basic stretches just to help everything stay limbered up and cool down as we go. Start off with our right foot forward. 2 hands to grab your toes, letting your head hang to your knee. If you can't touch your toes, grab your pant leg and pull down. Keep that knee flat on the floor. Let your head hang loose. And switch. Left leg. Grab your toes or grab your pant leg and hang your head. Make sure that knee stays down. You're not lifting off the ground. Good. Take your right leg over top. Kind of roll your ankle around, making little circles. Reverse. Next, pull your heel into your hip. So your foot kind of sets on your thigh so you can push the knee to the ground. This will stretch out your ankle and open up your hip slightly. Go ahead, draw the knee up, pulling the right foot to the floor on the opposite side before we hug the knee into your chest. Now this is our right leg, so I'm going to turn around my right side, pushing my knee away as I twist. And keep relaxed. All of these stretches should be relaxed with minimal pressure. Excellent. Switch, right leg out, left foot over, and roll the ankle. Reverse. Draw the heel, drop the knee. Draw the knee, drop the heel to hug. Twist to the left. Back to center. Place your feet together. Pull your heels to the middle. And butterfly, shaking your knees. Back is straight. Press the knees down and bow. Again, let your body hang, letting gravity do the work for you. You're not looking at pushing or pulling. Just let gravity do the work. Excellent. Next, something called fire logs. Put your left foot flat in front of your body so your knee and heel are on the opposite sides, level with your shoulders. My right foot is going to come right on top, putting your knees and your heels together so that your shins stack flat. I have a little hole here in the middle. And I'm going to bow to the front. Going to walk your fingers out ahead. And come up, switch to the right foot on the bottom, left foot on top, stack the logs, and reach. Very good. Go ahead and roll to your stomach for a cobra position. Looking up to the sky, keep your hips down. And no, we're not doing the presses or the dips here. This one we can relax. Let's relax your lower back and stretch your stomach. Before coming down, bring your right knee up to the side so you can press, stretching your left side. You should feel the pull between your left rib cage and your left knee. You shouldn't feel anything on this bent leg side. And come on down, switch. So the left knee is out, looking at the sky, feeling the stretch along that straight right side. Very good. Next, plant your hands. Bring your hips back to your feet. Drag your fingers like a cat. Cat stretch all the way back before pulling our arms to our sides and back to our feet and hang. Kind of sit back onto your heels here for child's pose. Sitting on our heels and dropping our head and shoulders to the ground just in front of your knees. Very good. And 2 more stretches just for the arms. Then find a relaxed seated position. And hug the right elbow into your shoulder. Switch, hug your left elbow. Back to the right, this time pressing down your spine, keeping your neck straight. Switch to the left. And shake it loose. Stand on up, bounce it out. Let your arms hang loose and just let it bounce. Shake the legs, and we're set. All right, and that does it for today's exercise. Now we started about 5 minutes early for the stream, so it's about 35-minute exercise. Curious to see how well you did. Please leave a comment. Just mentioning how many sets did you get through? Did you finish all 4? And how are you feeling here at the end? Now, as always, take some time, jump into a shower to rinse off all the gunk. This also helps as a cool down to then set it to cold at the end to lower your overall body temperature. And if you take supplements, this would be a good time to get that protein shake, protein bar, what have you. But do not have a heavy meal for at least 30 to 60 minutes. Because right now we want the blood flow to go into these muscle groups we were just working so that they can heal effectively. But otherwise, glad y'all can make it. And I'll see you on the next one, 60/30 on Wednesday. I believe that is going to be on the 1st of April. So April Fool's Day. I promise we're still going to be going with it. I don't have anything planned as a trick on April Fool's. Although now that I think of it, I might. I might do something. But stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye. End stream.